Hi students. Alright, so today we're going to be solving simultaneous equations. And in this case, we're going to solve simultaneous equations using the elimination method. And particularly when the two symbols in each equation are different, meaning one equation has a plus sign that separates the variable and the other has a minus sign. So, when both equations have different signs, what do we do with the equations again? We add both equations. Very good. And remember the aim. What's our aim when solving simultaneous equations? We need to find a value for both variables that would satisfy both equations. That is, we need to find a value, in this case for W and P, that will make equation 1 and equation 2 true. Now, before we can begin to add the equations, we need to check the coefficients of the variable. All right, we can only add an equation to eliminate one variable if one of the variables have the same coefficients. And in this example, which variable has the same coefficients? P, very good. And P, the coefficient of P, is 1. Awesome. You might not see a 1 in front of the P, but remember, when a variable stands alone, the coefficient is 1. All right, let's go into solving. So remember the steps. We check to see if they have the same signs or different signs. When they're the different signs, we add the equations. And we check to see if one of the variables have the same coefficients. If they do, so we know we can proceed. All right, by adding the equations. So we're going to line up each equation on top of each other, like so. So W's under W's, P under P's, constants under constants, all right? And then we're going to add. 4W plus 7W gives us 11, very good. 11W. And positive P plus P minus P gives us 0. Let's take a look on this. A number plus its inverse always results in 0, meaning if you have a number, the negative of a number, and add it to the positive of the same number, or even a variable, it always results in 0. And here are some examples that I highlighted here for you. Always. 4 minus 4, of course, it's positive 4, minus 4, you can say negative 4, that will give you 0. Minus 2 plus 2, there are two different signs, the same number, one is the inverse of the other, it results in 0, very good. Back to the equation at hand. 18 plus 26 gives us 44. Now, you notice that we've eliminated one of the variables. We've eliminated P. So now we can just concentrate on solving for W. We're going to figure out, solve for what W is. So let us rewrite the equation without the 0. So here we have 11W is equal to 44. Now, 11W is equal to 44. How are we going to solve for W? How can we get W to stand by itself? Yes, we divide by 11. We divide that 11, that's beside the W, by 11. And because we did it to one side of the equation sign, we also have to do it to the other. We're balancing it. And we divide by 11 because, remember, initially, the W was being multiplied by 11. So we do the opposite to get rid of the 11. So the opposite of multiply is divide. 11w means the same thing as 11 times w. So we're going to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. Very good. Now that we've divided by 11, what do we have left? Yes, 11 divided by 11 gives us 1. 1 double is the same thing as just double, not true? 44 divided by 11 is so easy. 4. Awesome. Now that we have w, have we finished solving the simultaneous equation? No, we have not. We still need to find the second variable, which is p. So how are we going to do that? Yes, very good. We're going to substitute the value that we have for w. We are going to use that to find p. So we're going to solve by p for substituting w into one of the equations. Which one? You decide. But for Miss Hamilton, I choose to use the first equation because that's the one with the addition, and I prefer to work with addition over subtraction every day, any day. All right? So for convenience, I use the one with the addition. It's up to you. You can use the one with the subtraction. And we can, in the next example, we can practice using it with the negative signs. All right? So I'm going to substitute the value into equation 1. So I rewrote my equation. You see? So equation 1, I rewrote it. And then I substitute the values. Wherever I see a double, I replace it with a 4. And when I put it in brackets, it just means I'm going to multiply with that number. Just as how 4w means 4 times w. When I replace 4 with w, it's still going to be multiplied. So it's 4 times 4 plus p equal 18. I didn't use the multiplication sign because, of course, sometimes the multiplication sign can be confused with the variable x. So I just put it in brackets here. And we're going to use the distributive property, which is just multiply 4 times 4. So we're simplifying our answers. 4 times 4 gives us 16 plus p equal 18. Now we need to find what p is. So you ask yourself, 16 plus what number gives me 18? Or just simply subtract 16 from 18. Right? So 18 minus 16 gives us 2. Now we've reached the end. We've found what p is and we've found what w is. You see that? We've found what p is and we've found what w is. Let us double check to see. If our answers are correct. We can always use back. We can substitute the values into the original equation just to double check to see if we did the correct thing. So we said that w is equal to 4 and p is equal to 2. So if w is equal to 4, 4 times 4 is 16. Four times 4 is 16. And if p is equal to 2, 16 plus 2, you see how that gives us 18? Very good. So it proves that the first equation is 2. Let's double check the second one. W is still 4, so 7 times 4 gives us what? 7 times 4 is 28, so we have 28 here. And p is still 2. 28 minus 2, does that give us 26? Yes, it does. So now we've proven that the answer that we got is true. Now, I hope this helps. You're now going to complete the remaining equation, the remaining problems on your own, and we'll meet again next class. All right, take care.